Hey everyone! While it's been fun diving into PS1 titles in my last few gaming videos, I didn't want to leave out PS2, which has just as many interesting titles to talk about and revisit. Today's video is all about Gungrave for the PS2. While many people now remember the anime, as it's become quite famous of a series, not as many remember that said anime was actually based off of this game, and not the other way around. So what did people think of it back then, and how does it hold up today? Let's take a look. Released by Sega in 2002 for the PlayStation 2, Gungrave is a fast-paced third-person shooter, with character designs by Yasuhiro Naito of Trigun fame, and contributions in mechanical designs by Kosuke Fujishima of Sakura Wars, Oh My Goddess, and others. The story is one of revenge, as the main character, Beyond the Grave, formerly known as Brandon Heat, takes on a group called the Millennium Organization, in order to get to the man who previously betrayed him, Harry McDowell. The gameplay is simple in its approach, but is also varied enough to keep things from getting boring too quickly. Beyond the Grave moves around a 3D plane, being able to shoot targets quickly and stylishly with his dual handguns known as Cerberus. You can move while shooting, but the shots will be weaker than if you're standing still. Grave also has a melee attack for surrounding enemies, as well as multiple flashy special attacks that you learn throughout the course of the game. These special attacks are charged by building up a combo meter, called the beat count, which continuously fills up the higher up your combo goes. If you manage to activate one of these attacks just as you're near the end of a boss fight, it'll trigger a special animation sequence where Grave will finish off the boss in a completely over-the-top style, which I couldn't help but enjoy every time it came up. I mean, look at how ridiculous this is. Hell yes! When the game begins, you're given a relatively small picture of what got you into the current situation, but you do continue to learn more as each level progresses. Between each stage, you're given brief moments to talk with two characters, Mika and Dr. T. They help fill in some of the blanks as cutscenes throughout the stages piece together the rest. Although it still leaves many details unexplained, which the anime would later come to expand on, it does give you enough to follow and understand the game's general premise. Grave's movement will likely feel a little odd and stiff when you first start playing, but you should start to grasp the game's mechanics before long, as it's not very complicated. In fact, the whole game is pretty easy and straightforward. Enemies don't show much resistance even on the higher difficulty settings. There are no real puzzles in this game to speak of, and other than a few quick branches off the path, you'll be walking through mostly linear stages the whole time. And they're quick stages to boot. You have a total of 6 of them, each with a major boss fight waiting at the end. The average playtime for most people will be between 2 to 3 hours. No, I don't mean for each stage. I mean the entire game will take you approximately 2 to 3 hours. This has to be stated because there are gamers out there who will not consider a game with such a short length to be worth more than a rental at most, and I can't say I blame them. The game had mixed review scores during the time of its original release, and this was easily one of the biggest reasons why. Now, I'm no stranger to short but sweet games myself, as Zone of the Enders: The Second Runner is still a personal favorite of mine despite taking little more than 6 hours to finish. I do personally believe that having an amazing experience with a game, especially when it's a game I enjoy replaying, is worth more to me than having something that takes up more of my time but gives me less joy in the end. I tend to put titles like this in the former category. I also truly believe that if the game had gone on any longer, that it would have far outstayed its welcome and become dull and repetitive by that point. Heck, some gamers will tell you that they did find the whole thing to be dull and repetitive, and I could understand that too. With that said, I'm actually grateful that they stopped things where they did. I admit, I wasn't completely blown away by the game, even as a fan of the anime series, but I will gladly admit that it was one of the better looking and sounding games on the system at the time of its release, and a real fun dose of mindless shooter action for a few hours that still left me feeling satisfied as the game reached its conclusion. Thankfully, many of the game's shortcomings were addressed in the follow-up title, Gungrave Overdose, which I'll be happy to cover someday in an upcoming video. I believe that if you can find a copy of the game for less than $10, you'll easily be getting your money's worth. It's hard to think about now, but the game originally had a retail price of $50. It's hard not to find that completely silly in hindsight, but I'm just glad that those days are long behind us. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Let me know your thoughts on the game, the anime, and everything Gungrave in the comments below. And don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for more games, music, movies, and fun! And I will see you all next time.